What do you want to talk to Dr. Oz about?
Oh, I have a question. What about the health benefits of magic mushrooms? Because in Denver, it just got okayed a little bit.
This is one of the most exciting things in medicine. I'll tell you a quick story. Bill Wilson. Anyone know who he is?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Wilson founded AA, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yes. Yeah, I need to know him better.
So the question is, how did he stop drinking? Because there was no AA before he started it. 1934, he has an out-of-body, like existential experience, a hallucinogenic experience, probably mediated by some hallucinogen. Because of that experience, he stopped drinking. And he spent a lot of his life trying to get LSD into AA programs. And back then, it wasn't a bad thing because people thought that if you could hack a experience that showed you what life was really about, that it was okay. And in the 60s with Timothy Leary and the LSD and dropping out, and dropping acid and all that stuff, it started becoming a problem and became a moral battle. And right now in America, we can't study it that well. But we are beginning to now find that things like ketamine, which is Special K, magic mushroom, psilocybin, LSD, all these drugs are actually helping people with PTSD, with bad depression, with alcoholism, cigarette addictions. I mean, listen, with cigarettes, 80% of the time people stop smoking when they do these. These are not, by the way, you're not raving with these things at concerts. This is done with doctors supervising it. We're very thoughtful. Right. But this is shocking. 80% of the time people are getting off cigarettes and they're not smoking 2/3 of the time, even a year later. Whoever thought you'd get that kind of result? And it's one time. You're not doing LSD all the time. And so it makes you really excited about the fact that you might be able to hack what years of meditation might be required to achieve, which is, by the way, a better way to go if you can. But if you're not going to do the meditation, if you can't get there for whatever reason, if there's a way of getting around your PTSD with ketamine, which is now, the U.S. government's going to approve some of these things, it's shockingly exciting. What a good way to deal with depression.
But I loved how excited Gandhi got when they started saying magic mushrooms are legal.
I think it's a great thing. Lots of stuff is going to get cured from this.
All right, there you go.
I'm sure that's why you're thinking
well,
about it.
Think about this. Humans, for all of our history, have been using some of these psychedelic products in different settings, right? You go through the Amazon basin. You look. The oldest society ever is a place called Potbelly Hill in Turkey. And this place, 12,000 years old, 3 times older than the pyramids. They have these beautiful tea temples. Who the heck knows why they built them? But they were probably doing hallucinogens in this environment.
Right.
Either the shaman was doing it and bringing back the message of what life was all about to the community, or people were doing it themselves. So, and we know we could trace human history. Marijuana was present, one of the oldest medicines known. All these, magic mushroom, all these things were being used widely, not recreationally. They were used for spiritual services. And part of it was the reason we get depressed is we build these little fences to protect us. And we don't realize these fences are actually walls that are prison walls. We are closing ourselves in these small little environments that we can't get out of. And then when the world doesn't react the way we think it's going to work, we get depressed because we can't cope anymore because we're locked up. We got chains all around us. So what these products seem to do is, for just a second, give you a glimpse of what life would be like if you didn't have this wall built around you, this cage that you locked yourself into. And that opens your minds up to be much more flexible with life. That's why you get past depression. Because primarily depression is about the fact that you can't change the world because you've locked yourself up so much in knots. And if you can get there through meditation, through prayer, which is how we're supposed to do it, please do that. But if someone's got to go out there first and start telling you about how to do it, then maybe you need a hallucinogen to show you that path.
I want to get high with Dr. Ross.
I'm in.
That's why stories are so important. All our great religious treatises, they're all about stories. That's why Game of Thrones was so effective.
Oh, can we talk about that when we come back? I got to take a break.